We have got Ian working today. Buddy, I got to tell you something. When you show these units, they're so gorgeous. And I'll tell you what, we have been having so much fun on stage. Sean Parr, the national tour continues, obviously coast to coast. This is the amazing Tiffany Remington. And what did we do? Well, Ian was talking about that. We watched these segments, but we had a chance to get over to our retail store and do some shopping, right?
I mean, I feel like every single store that we've been through, we've done some shopping. Let's be realistic here.
Well, you guys were talking about Good Sam's earlier, and just because we're Good Sam members, we saved 40% off. And if you're a Good Sam member, you come into one of our retail stores or right here from home, you could actually do some shopping. Just text deals to 46642. You're going to get some amazing deals on everything that you see and, of course, what you can find online, too.
Speaking of deals, I saw you with a full hand of product. What did you get today?
My wife watches, and honey, I love you. And I did buy you something, by the way, but I bought...
They were really cute. I saw them.
I bought some sweatshirts that were unbelievably priced, but I also bought camouflage stuff that I needed. And I bought a kayak. I said it. I bought a kayak.
I was waiting for you to say it. There's a lot of adventures coming because you got that Class A, and you got to put that kayak in there.
I bought all the fishing gear last week in Florida.
And you said that you caught a fish, and I didn't see that.
Well, I also...
I'm going to need photo for proof of this.
Saw an alligator while we were in Florida. That's a long story.
See an alligator?
We'll have to talk about that in another segment because we're going to go into one of my favorite parts. This is the customer choice where we put 4 units up online on Sundays. You have until Wednesday to make your choice, and they chose a good one.
They did. And we were touring some out here. It was the Forest Rivers Sierras, and when we saw that one with the big kitchen, I was like, it'd be nice if it flipped. And you're like, Tiff, that is the customer pick.
Yeah, get ready. It's coming up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Ian Baker, and I'm joined by my great friend, Sean Parr. And Sean, this is my favorite part of the show. This is the customer choice.
Yes, because we put together 4 units every week, and we put them online, and we let you guys see these units inside and out. You take a look at the models, the floor plans, and you say, you know what, Ian? You know what, Sean? This is the customer pick. And oh, did you pick a good one today?
Yes, I completely agree, Sean. Today, we have the Sierra C-Class 3550 FL. The FL, of course, standing for front living.
I can't wait to show you this unit. If you haven't seen this particular one yet, wait until you see the inside. Fritz is standing by. I say we just jump right into it with both feet.
Absolutely.
I was in this unit a few hours ago, and I mean, I looked at every nook and cranny, and you know my favorite word is amenities, and get ready, because we've talked about this amazing section right here. When you have a dining room table where you can sit down and you have the chairs and it's not the booth,
yes,
you just feel like you're at your kitchen table. You have extra space, and then that's got that extra little pull out to
the end.
Yes, the leaf on the end of the table, which I absolutely love.
Yeah, yep, and you have 2 foldable chairs. So you know, if it's just the 2 of you, Sean, you just put the leaf away. Perfect, good to go. You have some guests, pop the leaf out, bring out 2 foldable chairs, easily storable, and it easily converts into a table for 4 so that you can accommodate, you know, lots of friends. Because I don't know about you, but when I go camping, I like to go with friends and family. I like to hang out. I like to entertain.
Or, as we found out on several of our segments throughout the weeks that we've been on tour, is we meet our friends out on the road, and so many of them. And before Fritz gets away from us too far, he's checking out the kitchen now. All you do is you just turn around and bam, you're right there at the stove. My wife is all about the backsplash. She loves the backsplash. Sean, it's got to have the backsplash. This particular stove and the counter space here is tremendous. If you've got your friends over, you have ample room to store, to prepare, to make sure you have everything ready for all your family and friends to enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely, Sean. And you know, you have the upgraded countertops right there. Like you say, plenty of countertop space, the high-rise faucet, the nice deep sink. And the thing I really like about this setup too is that when you're sitting there, you're preparing food in the kitchen. Everyone knows, right, that I'm a fan of the charcuterie board, or the adult Lunchables, I like to call it. And,
yes, you do.
You know, and you can sit here, you can prepare that and still be able to have conversation with everyone up in that front living area. And so it's one of the things I just love about this floor plan in general. It's just excellent for entertaining and for having people over.
Everything that I found was at my fingertips when I was standing in the middle of the kitchen, because I pretend like, okay, I'm preparing something, I'm getting the steaks ready to take outside or ready to go. And I looked up and I see the etched glass in the cabinetry here. And then you look over and you see the size of this oven, this microwave, and you go, man, this thing is huge. You could put anything in there.
Yeah, it's a 30-inch microwave, which is a residential size. I mean, that's something you would have at your house, above your range. And, I talked about it before, I microwave things once in a while, whether it's a microwave burrito or maybe some leftovers from the night before. But one of the things you really hit on, Sean, that I love is that cabinetry. Because a lot of manufacturers, right, they go with the wooden doors. And there's nothing wrong with that. I like it.
Sure.
But I love that they went glass all the way across the top in there. I think it adds something, right, to just kind of the beauty of that kitchen space.
One of the things that Fritz and I were talking about was the special etching in the glass. And we talk about little things that make such a big difference. The lighting under the counter that you can see there gives you ample lighting for all that space that you have when you're preparing your food. You got a window there that's going to bring in plenty of light when you're getting it done. But then, of course, that etching in the glass, I'm going to go back to this because it's throughout this amazing unit as well. And then you turn around to your right, and the refrigerator is right there next to where you were sitting in that area. That's part of the slide out.
Yes.
So that gives you so much room to put that big, and what is that? Give me the cubic feet on this refrigerator, because that's one of the bigger ones.
Ooh, man, Sean, I'm going to get fact checked on this one. I know it is 12 volt. I'm going to say, gosh, I want to say it's like 16 cubic foot, but don't quote me on that. I will have to check. But it is a 12 volt refrigerator, which are becoming a lot more popular in the industry, because they cool down as fast as like a residential refrigerator, but they don't have to run off 120. They can run off 12 volt, meaning they can run off your batteries. So what a lot of people are doing is they're getting two your deep cycle batteries, getting solar, and you can run this thing almost indefinitely.
Wow.
Yeah, which is super impressive.
And I love that you absolutely said 12 volt, because that makes a big difference. Like you said, when you're talking about conserving energy or getting an extra battery, having to do something, running it off solar indefinitely would be awesome too. I mean, there's so much room for storage in there. We go back to all the time talking about this is our home. This is where we really feel comfortable. We don't have to get too much extra stuff, because we can fit everything from our house inside here, kind of double everything up so we can just get in and go and not have to worry about it. When it comes to the groceries and stuff, obviously you stop off, you pick up a couple things you need on the way, but most of your necessities, your mustards and all your condiments and stuff, they're already in there, and they're already been taken care of because there's so much room.
And when you talk about storage, Sean, especially with this floor plan, I think what really sets it apart is right there. That is a ton of storage. A lot of front living room floor plans, they kind of differ what they do here. Sometimes they'll put in a little bar space. Sometimes there'll be a little prep area. What they did in the Sierra here is they went with just massive storage all the way through. I mean, you can see, you have two sets of 4 doors, I think. You have 4 on top. I think it's 3 on bottom, I guess. But I mean, just a ton of storage all throughout that whole spape.
And that's one of the things I really noticed when I was walking through this unit. Everywhere I turned, I had a new hiding place for something.
Yep.
And you'll see as we go through this unit, right here, obviously, I mean, we're talking about right there in the kitchen area, right there where you're sitting down. If you're playing the games are going to be right there.
Yep.
You just pull them right over to the table. Next thing you know, we're playing Monopoly or whatever it is we're going to play. When we have our guests and our friends over, you got the poker chips in there if the guys are coming in, or you got a little gin or whatever, you have a little fun. And you can even make one of those into a wine cabinet, which I think would be a nice little storage area.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with you. Sean, I don't think it's too much of a secret that when I camp, I like a few beverages. And so, when I'm looking for stuff, I look for a place to put them, and I'm seeing one right there.
Yeah, that could be the liquor cabinet for sure if it's just the wife and I, or Ian and I hanging out with the fellas. And now this is interesting because I know what Fritz is doing here. He's trying to save the best for last, but we're going to make a little right-hand turn and go up the stairs here.
Yes.
And I love that Fritz opened the cabinets, first of all, and the fact that he was able to do that. Thank you for doing that. But this I couldn't believe this area when we got here.
Yes.
This is my favorite living room, sleep space, entertainment center. There are so many things to talk about in this area that are hidden that you really can't see, but I'll let you start with where we're sitting.
Yeah, so like you said, Sean, this is a big front living room to begin with, right? And the reason that a front living room appeals to a lot of people is it feels like home.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm home, I spend the majority of my time in my living room, and this has that feel, that space. You can see that beautiful front window letting in a ton of natural light. You have windows on both sides, right? I mean, just windows all around here. So it's a nice, bright, light space. You want to be there. You have the bench seat over to the side, and that has storage underneath it.
Yep.
And that's something that's unique here. A lot of front living rooms will have sofas directly across from each other. They'll have slides on both sides. But by eliminating the slide on the camp side right there, they did a couple things. It gives you a little more storage outside, and because you don't have a slide, it gives you more camp space outside too. People don't oftentimes think about it, but when you have slides on the campsite, depending on where it's at, especially if it's up front, it's going to take from that campsite a little bit. But by eliminating that, you get all that extra camp space. You have excellent seating all the way throughout here. You have a sofa that pulls out into a bed, the theater seating, and then this unit for a front living is fairly lightweight. You're about 10,600 pounds dry, which for as big as it is pretty darn good.
And right there is where I find that hard to believe that this is just, that kind of weight for this kind of quality. And Fritz, great shots, by the way,
yes,
of the wood paneling around the outside, the finishing touches that they do. And I mentioned this earlier in the kitchen, but look what they did with all the wood finishing around the outside.
Yep.
And the window in front, this needs to be pointed out because
yes,
the window in front, to me, usually when you see a fifth wheel, it's that area that's, kind of neglected. You certainly can't use it as an outdoor space.
It's usually a closet.
Yeah, and look what they did to it. They put the window in there. They've got a space. They actually have a pull down. So if you want a little privacy, but you want a little bit of light at the same time, look at Fritz just dialing it in there. Bam, just like that. All of a sudden, you've got yourself a nice little privacy area.
Yes.
And the rest of it's all nice and lit up because you've got, like you said, windows all the way around. And let's go back to that bench seat for just a moment.
Yeah.
Because that bench seat is so important. When I saw that, I thought, you know what? That's brilliant. Because what that did was, we've got plenty of seating on the couch that folds out into a bed. We've got plenty of seating on the other side as well. And now you've just really opened that up and given yourself plenty of space to say, what else do we want to do in here? Because we could do some line dancing in there, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Sean. Like I said, it is a super open front living area. And I'm glad you brought up the shades. Those are blackout roller shades. And roller shades are going to be upgraded. They function very well. It's something they took from the motorhome world a few years back. Started putting them in fifth wheels, and even once in a while now, we're starting to see them in travel trailers. And they do a phenomenal job, like you said, because they're blackout, give you complete privacy at night.
Yeah. And look at the lighting in there also. Okay, Fritz, thank you for waiting for this one because we're going to do the big reveal now.
Yes.
When I walked over here and I saw this cabinetry and I saw the fireplace down below that, by the way, is, again, it has a whole entertainment system down there.
Yep.
And watch this. We're going to push a button. And I was like, well, where would the TV go? And you push a button, and ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, look at this unit.
Yes.
This right here. Where do I sign? I'm putting my name on the contract. I want this unit. I couldn't believe how big this screen was that came out of that cabinet.
Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. And that's the thing, Sean. The reason I love this so much, and in the industry, it's been coined a televator, right? Like an elevator for a TV. I know, super clever.
Nice.
But the reason I love this is because for some of us, right, we go camping, we want to kind of get away from electronics. Like my good friend Chris Young says, it's a good time to just sit down and reconnect. And you can do that here, right? You can lower the TV, you can enjoy that beautiful view out the front window, which is why I'm so glad they put that in there. And everyone can just kind of be with each other. Now, after that, when you're done with that, right, and it's a rainy day, and you're on day number, 13 of your trip, maybe you want some electronic entertainment back, and all you have to do is pop up a button. There it is. It's easy. Like I said, I like to entertain, and so we usually have something on the TV, and this right here is a way to do it. I love that it just pops up and down.
Yeah, it was a really nice surprise for me to actually see that. And when my wife is taking a nap in the back, and I want to check out the score of the football game or the golf watch a little bit of golf and lay back on the couch there and maybe take a little snooze myself while I'm watching, the guys hit the ball around. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, there's so much space. The wood floors accent everything perfectly.
Yes.
And then, of course, you've got vents everywhere.
Yes.
So you know you're being taken care of with plenty of air, plenty of lighting. It's a front and a rear air and heater with these units, and I love that.
And one of the things I like to talk about too with that AC unit, Sean, is that when you're up high like that, as we all know, heat rises, right?
Sure.
And so it's going to tend to be a little bit warmer. But the nice thing about that AC unit is it has a quick dump option. So you can open up that quick dump, and all that cool air will just drop right down into that room and cool you off nice and quickly. And on the other side of things, right? Yeah, there we go. Open that up, just like that. You see it open right up. So instead of going through the vents, right, it all just dumps right out there because it's going to take the path of least resistance.
Wow.
The other thing I love is that there's also that fireplace. And again, we're up high. So if you're cold, you kick on that fireplace, and that thing's going to do an awesome job of heating up that upper floor.
I'm really glad you brought that up, because one of the things I always love is the fact that a lot of people say, well, I don't really need the ambiance if I'm just looking at a fireplace. Yes, you do.
Yes.
Listen, I've had my fireplace for years, and I can't tell you how many times I use that as a space heater rather than turning on the heat in the unit, because this is what it's all about. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It's already there tucked in, and this makes a great little heater if you just got a slight little chill and mama's in the back and she's got the heater going, but you're not quite ready for that. Let's just let's turn on the fireplace and just heat it up enough.
Get nice and cozy in my Snuggie.
Yes, I'm glad you said that out loud. As Fritz starts to move in the other direction here, and we've seen some remarkable finishing touches. We've seen the windows, we've seen the floors, we've seen the great areas where we can sit. Sold, done.
Yes.
But it only gets better from there. We talked about the kitchen, all the spaciousness. Look at that on the counters. The unbelievable cabinetry that they put in there. Let's stop and take a look right here on the left-hand door of the bathroom. And I think you're going to be really impressed before we get to the master bedroom. Oh, maybe he's going to. Okay, Fritz, that's okay.
Trying to turn it around, I think. Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
There we go.
This bathroom, I actually walked into it because I wanted to do my Ian Baker impersonation in the shower. And one of the things that I did...
Sounds weird when you say it that way.
I know, it really came out completely wrong, didn't it? But I sat down in the shower just to kind of see how comfortable... And that ceiling is so high.
Yes.
You don't normally see that.
Correct. Yep, yeah, because a lot of times, right, when you're looking at your bathroom in a fifth wheel, it's up the stairs. And you go up the stairs, and there's your bathroom. Well, you lose all that ceiling height. But when you shift things around and you put the living room up front and the bathroom shifts to the back, you get that full height from the top to the bottom of that fifth wheel, and you just have a ton of space.
So I'm 6'1", you're what, 6'2"?
I wish, 6 foot.
Okay. Okay. But I mean, you getting in a shower, that's one of the things you always do when we look at units that you and Chris Young provide, and you guys like to look at the showers and stand in the showers.
Yeah.
And one of our friends who is from the Soulful RV family, Keith Sims, Keith is 6'6", I believe.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
You could put a 7-foot person in here.
Yep.
And of course, you've got the nickel foundation there with the stainless steel. It's beautiful.
Yep.
Plenty of detachable shower heads and everything that you need, but the shelving in there as well. And I love the arm so that it makes it so convenient.
Yes, yeah, and I'm right there with you, Sean. So, when you talk about Chris and I getting in the shower, right, there's a few things I always do when I go through RVs, and I get in the shower, I sit on the toilet, because I want to know that it's practical. You can have a shower there, but if I can't turn around in it, if I can't move in it, it doesn't do me any good. I have to still be able to wash. Yeah. So I like to be able to make sure that it can happen, and this one definitely has plenty of room. You can see, like the little seat there in the back. I talked about it before. My wife always loves it to shave the legs. And, I like the wall board, a little more decorative, and that arm, like you said, is fantastic.
Yeah, you don't want to feel like you're on a cruise ship.
Right.
It's like, how those can be sometimes where you're, in there squeezing. And then, of course, if you want to get in, I'm going to go back to one of my favorite phrases that you guys ever do is the confused dog, where you just kind of, and you're, trying to get yourself into a shower when all you want to really do is feel the hot water on your body and take a minute and relax a little bit. So you've got plenty of cabinet space in there, too. As Fritz turns around, you're going to see there is so much storage throughout this incredible unit. And that is the one thing I love the most. most. I don't want stuff hanging out everywhere. I'm one of those guys. I don't want to say I'm a little OCD, but I'm really close. That's my wife would disagree. She would say I completely am.
Full OCD.
I just like everything in its place. I like everything to go where it goes. I don't want a bunch of clutter out. I want it to be, I don't want it falling off when we're towing this thing and going everywhere. I want it in its place. And they did that with these cabinets because they put the shelf on there where nothing's going to slide out.
Correct.
First of all.
Yep. Yeah. And I agree with you, Sean. I love having the linen closet in the bathroom, right? Because a lot of times you're not afforded that space, whether the RV design just doesn't allow for it, whatever it may be. But I have a lot of stuff I need to go in my bathroom. I have hand towels, I have bath towels, I have, extra stuff for me. I have toilet paper, I have black tank chemicals. Like, I need space to put all this stuff because I certainly don't want my roll of toilet paper sitting out on my sink top if I don't have to,
I love the privacy of this bathroom too. Thank you, Fritz. And as we make our right-hand turn and go down the hallway, and again, this is such an amazing unit. I'm so glad our customers picked this particular one as their choice this week. But look at what we have here. Again, with the way they did the finishing touches of the bed, the wood work around the bed and the etched glass in the storing up there. This is so beautiful. I would feel like, honey, let's go. We're comfortable. We're at home. I feel like I'm snuggling. This is a queen-size bed, which I like a queen-size bed because my wife and I have a guest room with the queen, and we have our room at our house with a king, but sometimes the king's a little big. We actually do a staycation and go sleep in the queen bed all the time because we like to snuggle a lot.
I like that. It's cute. I agree with you, Sean. And there are reading lights. They're not on currently, but underneath the cabinets, there are a couple puck lights there, but you can see the headboard is backlit as well. And I do agree with you, right? Like, sometimes a queen bed is really nice. The fact this one is in a slide really helps to open up that space too, so you can walk around the base of the bed there, and you still get, again, we're talking about storage, and this RV is full of it. You get a ton of storage in this bedroom still.
Now, look at this, and I sat right on the corner of that bed, Fritz, and I looked over to the left cabinet, opened that up, boom, you got his and hers. It's almost like having a walk-in closet, for goodness sakes.
Oh, yeah.
In the master bedroom, they are that big when you open up the closet. It's like, wait a minute, look at all the stuff we can put in here. We could have a second wardrobe. It's all good. So we've got that going on for us.
Wi-Fi
Plenty of
extender.
window space. Your Wi-Fi and everything is all dialed in right there, so nothing's going to really get in your way.
Yeah, and there's storage underneath that bed, too. I mean, you can lift that bed up. It's, I believe, actually, that's where they normally store the chairs, right? We talked about the foldable chairs.
Yes.
Out for the dinette area, and that's exactly where they put those. So
Love
there
that.
it goes. Oh, man, Fritz, you are the man, my friend. So strut supported. You can see, he just lifts it up nice and easy. Right under there is where those are housed.
I love this unit so much. And when I turned around and I was like, wait a minute, we got mirrors everywhere. We got plenty of cabinet space. There, again, more little shelving areas and a nice little cabinet here to put all of your stuff in. There was just a shelf against the wall there on the other side as well that I saw. And I was like, you know what? Just sitting down on the bed and being able to take off my watch and have my charger right there. And then having stuff right here on top of your cabinets where your socks can go and all that stuff, obviously we know. And then boom, you've got your entertainment center.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I'm a big fan. I don't know why. I know you're not supposed to for sleep purposes, but a lot of times, Sean, I'll wind down just watching TV. And so I personally like having a TV, or a spot for a TV in the bedroom.
Well, I think that's what they made sleep timers on televisions for, because my wife and I go to sleep just about every night watching. I'll watch golf or Seinfeld, and we'll put on Grey's Anatomy, an old rerun off of Netflix, and we'll just sit and the timer goes off. And usually we fall asleep, and you don't have to worry about it anymore with technology the way it is today. But you're right, probably not supposed to be doing that. But you have plenty of TV space here. You got the big TV in the front that we showed you, and as you walk out, boy, we've been talking so much about the inside of this thing. We got to take a look at some of the outside. Fritz has done such a great job with all of the amazing amenities just on the inside. He's like, oh, got to get outside. Wait a minute. And it might even be raining, but Fritz has been on top of it, and these guys have been working so hard for us over the last several weeks. They do such a great job to showcase all the wonderful things inside each individual unit.
Yeah, and you can see right there as they're coming down the stairs. I mean, you have the upgraded steps on there, Sean. Nice big grab handle. I mean, those are rock solid steps. You could see as he was coming down, those steps didn't move at all.
No. Not at all. And you and I were standing outside this unit just a little while ago looking at it and saying, some of the things that we noticed, first of all, obviously, is the storage on the outside. You see the slide outs if you look left, or if you go to the right, you can see the front of this amazing unit. But there's one of the storage areas that we were talking about.
Yep, exactly. So you take a peek in there, you can see a ton of storage. You have a battery disconnect in there as well, so you can quickly just kill all the power. And like I was saying, Sean, because you don't have that campside slide that you often have on a front living, you get full awning coverage over this entire side. I mean, a lot of times a little bit's taken away, but that's not at all the case on here. There we go. You can see a little bit better. Got a light in there. Like I say, that battery disconnect. Good space.
Yeah, nice job with that, Fritz, and way to turn that around, because that's the storage area that you can put your barbecues in there, and you can put your sliding chairs and do all kinds of stuff. Fritz, if you can go to the right just a little bit, I want to show folks the outside front area so that they can see not only the lights on this thing, but I want them to see this window that I was so excited about. Look at this. As you see this, you normally don't see a window on the front of a fifth wheel, and I fell in love with this particular unit for that reason.
Absolutely, Sean. It's gorgeous. It lets in all that natural light. And a couple other really cool things about the Sierra, talking about things you don't see very often, like this front windshield.
Yeah.
This one has camera prep, right? Not just backup camera prep.
Yes.
It also has side camera prep, so that as you're driving, you can see your blind spots. Make sure you have enough room to switch lanes. And one of my favorites is above the entry door, there's another camera prep for a security camera. So you know how popular Ring doorbells are now, right?
Oh,
so
absolutely.
If someone's at your door, you know who it is. You have the same capability now in your RV. You have a camera right above the entry door, so you know who's at your door. It's a very, very cool feature.
Yeah, we're going to run out of time here, but this customer choice is absolutely perfect. There's your slide outs there. And again, more storage all the way around this incredible unit. We've seen so many different types, and I'm really glad, Ian, that you brought up the cameras, because those are so important.
Yep, yeah. Auto level on this one, outside fridge on the campsite. I mean, this thing it's fully loaded. It is an excellent front living room. A great customer pick. Very well done, everyone.
If you want to get a pick in, all you do is text URVS to 46642. We put up 4 units every Sunday. You have until about Wednesday to make a decision. What a great customer choice this was today. And stick around. We're coming right back to wrap up today's events.
From sunup to sundown, we are designing your next big adventure, building your family vacation, delivering your memories that will last a lifetime. We know it's more than just an RV, which is why we are working around the clock to bring over 80,000 RVs fresh from the factory to our stores, to your driveway or campsite. Built by Americans for Americans, and starting at less than $5 per day. Click, call, or visit your local Camping World today.
How about that? Week 4, day 1 in the great state of Texas, where all the deals are bigger in Texas. We love that part. Sean Parr, I've got my friend Tiffany over here from Us the Remingtons. Of course, the Jergies, Bryce. Nellie, your favorite part of the day, Nellie?
Is everything an answer? Could
Yes,
that be an answer?
it is,
No.
of course.
I love the family trailers. Anything family, I'm all about it.
And with some big kitchens in some of the bigger trailers as well today, too.
Kitchens, don't even get her started on kitchens.
I know.
Don't get her
I saw
started.
a couple myself, and I was like,
I love it because her family's growing. Bryce, your favorite part?
The big kitchens, but also the TVs that rise up, those front livings. We don't have that in our toy hauler, but it's okay. I love our toy hauler, but those I love.
The greatest,
I love those.
And I think, and I agree with you, because you and I were walking through some of these, because you're a lot taller than I am, and you guys have a really big fifth wheel. I love your fifth wheel, by the way, with the kids and everything on the road. And when you go see these units, you see how much you can actually change. You see a unit, you say, Sean, if I only had some bunks, or Sean, if I didn't have the bunks, or if I had a center island, you could actually get one custom designed for you. And you've heard the boss say, we will beat any deal. Absolutely. All you have to do is text deals to 46642. It's that simple. Today was just day 1.
Yeah.
Wait until you see what we have planned for you tomorrow and the next day.
It's going to get intense. A little crazy here in this store. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
And of course, one of the things that we were just shocked over is how much you can save by coming to a Gander RV and Outdoor and a Camping World and going to the retail section.
I mean, I know you just dropped some serious dollars for. He got like 3 weeks of clothing for like $70, and we were both like jaw dropped. It's a shop till you drop kind of
That's
thing.
where we're going right after this.
That's
I
what
have
it's all
stuff
about.
on the counter.
Of
But I
course.
have to say, the customer choice, I'm going to keep coming back to it because when I got to walk through it, I'm literally may just stay here. You guys have to continue the rest of the tour. It's a done deal. It's my new home. And I love the fact that we're able to kind of engage with folks at home as well, because you guys are the ones that are choosing this. We get to just live the life of being able to walk through them and tour it with you guys. So
Yeah,
thank
the good
you
news
for doing
is,
a great job.
they live the lifestyle. They live the lifestyle, and so do I. We've grown up living the lifestyle of what camping is all about, being out on the road. Here's the deal. My favorite part, and Nellie, you'll agree with this, listening to you, seeing you with the comments. We see you, and we can't wait to see you right here tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us for day one. Wait until day 2, week 4, from the great state of Texas.